Shalom Aleichem Rabotai. Here's the Mishnah Yomi for Shabbat Shoftim. We are in the third parak of Maaser Sheni, the second Mishnah. Ein lokin Terumah bekesef Maaser Sheni. When you bring your money of Maaser Sheni to Shlamim, don't buy Terumah with it. Now we're speaking about Kohanim who are entitled to eat Terumah. They could buy Terumah and eat it, but we don't want to do that with the money that has sanctity of Maaser Sheni, mipnei shehu memayit bechilata, because you're reducing the opportunity for it to be eaten, because only Kohanim can eat Terumah, not anyone else. Well, Kohanim and members of their household. Rabbi Shimon matir. Rabbi Shimon allows it, and he explains this. Amalem Rabbi Shimon, Ma, what are you talking about? Im haka b'zivchei shlamim shemavian lidei pigul naser v'tamei l'naka b'truma. Rabbi Shimon says, don't we tell everybody to take their kesef Maaser Sheni and go buy a carbon shlamim? And even though non-Kohanim can eat from a shlamim also, some parts are eaten by Kohanim, some parts are eaten by the owners. But once you make something into a carbon, there are a lot of stringencies. You have to be very careful. A carbon can come to pigul, notar, and tameh. Now, these are three problems with a carbon. We're going to learn about them a lot more in coaching, but basically, pigul is during the time of shechita, the Kohen has an intention to eat it or consume it in a way that's invalid. Notar is left over, it's beyond the time limit, and tameh is if the meat gets tameh, it can't be used, or if the person is tameh, they can't eat it. So Rabbi Shimon is basically arguing, you tell people to buy karbanos, which have a lot of stringencies with their Maaser Sheni, so why not buy Terumah, which is less stringent than karbanos? Amru lo, and the sages responds, Rabbi Shimon, Ma im hakel bezivchei shlamim. No, so the reason we're makel, and we tell people to buy shlamim with their kesef Maaser Sheni, shen mutar nazarim, it's mutar to any Jew, not just Kohanim and their households, but anyone can partake in it. Naka b'truma, sheyasor lazarim, should we be makel by Terumah? You can use Maaser Sheni by Terumah, which is only fit for Kohanim and their household, and no one else. So the sages are arguing, even though, yes, karbanot have these stringencies, but assuming nothing gets pigul, notar, tameh, nothing is messed up, then anybody can still eat the kodshim, so it's a great use of Maaser Sheni money, because everyone can partake in this carbon, shlamim, that has Maaser Sheni sanctity. Mishnah Gimel, Mi shahayu l'maut b'Yerushalayim. Someone has coins of Maaser Sheni Kedusha in Yerushalayim itself. V'tzorich lahem, and he needs them. Now he needs them not to buy Maaser Sheni, but to buy something else that's not Maaser Sheni. Remember we said that water and salt could not be purchased, did not have Maaser Sheni sanctity, so purchasing it with Maaser Sheni was invalid, and also trying to buy avodim, karkaut, whatever it is. So, for instance, he brings a lot of Maaser Sheni coins to Yerushalayim, and someone offers him a great deal on a prime apartment, prime real estate, and the only money he has with him is the Maaser Sheni money, so he's got to do something to get this back to hullin. So Mishnah continues, V'lechavero perot, and his fellow man has perot, has crops of Maaser Sheni that are still in crop form. They have not been redeemed onto coins. Amar l'chaver, he can tell his friend, I want to redeem the money onto your perot. So this money has kedusha of Maaser Sheni, and now that sanctity is going on to the crops. So I misspoke before. These crops are hullin. Somebody has, food crops, items that could have sanctity of Maaser Sheni, but neither hullin. So the other guy can switch the kedusha from his coins onto these hullin crops, and they take on the sanctity of Maaser Sheni. So now the second guy has to eat these crops in Yerushalayim in Tahara. They have sanctity now. And the other fellow with the coins can do whatever he needs, can do hullin with the coins, buying water, salt, real estate, whatever it is. But the Mishnah cautions us, V'lo yomar ken la'ama aretz ele b'demai. But don't tell an ama aretz that you want to transfer the kedusha onto his crops, because ama aretz, we saw in Maseches Demai, are sometimes not so careful with tumah and tahara, so he might eat them. He might eat these Maaser Sheni crops in Yerushalayim when he's tameh, which is forbidden. But the exception is demai. If the coins themselves are demai, so what happened was he got something from an ama aretz, and we're not sure that the Amaret separated all of the tithes, so we separated Maaser Sheni from Suffolk, because typically they would, most of the time they would, but we're concerned maybe they didn't separate tithes, So he separated from Suffolk. So these coins themselves have a Suffolk Kedusha, a doubtful Kedusha, but they're really Maaser Sheni. So then you could switch it onto the produce in Yerushalayim of an Amaretz, because the whole thing is a Suffolk. Now it's a Sfek Sveka. Maybe he's going to be Tameh, and maybe this wasn't Maaser Sheni to begin with. Shabbat Shalom and Shavuot Tov if you're listening after Shabbos. Sei gesund.